Folks, nobody is covering the real story of what's happening with the Save America Act and how Mike Johnson now in the House of Representatives is truly diabolical with what he's doing. And I'm not saying that in a good way. So we all know that the threat from the House of Representatives was to attach Donald Trump's number one priority, the Save America Act, onto a mission critical bill that the Senate just couldn't say no to. And why were they doing this? They were doing this because Leader John Thune in the Senate has done nothing. He hasn't gone through the filibuster and nuked that. He hasn't pushed the bill through. And we have five, including Mitch McConnell, who knows where he is, but five senators that are Republicans that are no votes. So this Save America Act is not going anywhere. So we all saw that the vote passed in the House when they attached the Save America Act to the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act. This is a critical bill. It's going to get approved. But there's something that nobody is telling you. And this should show you just how diabolical the swamp in Washington is. Deep within the NDAA that they attached the Save America Act to, this is the House Republican majority that pushed this NDAA bill through. Deep within it, Section 224, in fact, the House Armed Services Committee's Defense Provision Bill, this provision, get this, folks, would create a permanent Pentagon executive whose sole job is synchronizing the U.S. and Israeli military cooperation across nearly every single advanced technology that the Pentagon and the U.S. military own. Folks, this is treason. I don't care if you are for Israel or not. That's not the point of this message. The point is that the swamp now has taken a country and attached themselves to America and to our military. And it's so bad, folks. This is the definition, in my opinion, of treason. Forget about my postulate that we should be America first. What we should be before America first is we should never, by law, agree to share any of our military secrets with any country, let alone Israel. So here in this text, it requires the Secretary of Defense to designate an executive agent who's responsible for, get this, synchronizing cooperative efforts between the United States and Israel, including bilateral defense technology research, development, testing, evaluation, integration, and industrial cooperation. This agent, this goes on here, all of this is, again, in the bill that's at the Senate right now. This agent is then tasked with identifying Israel origin technologies for integration into actual U.S. weapons programs of record, establishing joint ventures and co-production partnerships with Israeli industry, and promoting joint training exercises so both militaries can operate jointly developed systems together. No other country in the world has this level of agreement. It's about to go into law, folks, where our U.S. military, the might of the U.S. military, is now by law partnering with a country that has 8 to 10 million people in one of the hotbeds of the world. What I mean, again, Israel has a population that's the same size as Somalia, right? We hear about them all the time on the news. We're not partnering with Somalia. Why are we partnering with Israel? They have nothing to offer us. We have the largest military in the industrialized world. What are we to gain from this? So, again, defenders point out that the U.S. has cooperated with Israel for decades with programs like the Iron Dome. That's a program that's designed to protect Israel, and anti-tunnel research, and that's true. But this is a total different level of agreement. It's, again, written in law, and it handicaps the president, if it's Donald Trump or whoever in the future, from overriding it. So the 10 sweeping technology domains include AI, quantum computing, cyber defense, biotechnology, directed energy, and then adds a catch-all clause covering other emerging technologies as jointly agreed upon by the US and Israel. That means that there's no ceiling, there's nowhere that this can't go. This covers Space Force, it covers every classified program that our US military and our US taxpayers are paying for. So the most alarming, and this is, by the way, a post from Champagne Josie. He does a great job, and I'm borrowing a lot of it. The most alarming language, though, involves, again, the integration of the logistics, data fusion, and industrial means. So now Israel has no capability to make their own bombs and missiles. I mean, they make some, but not to the extent that they need in a foreign conflict. That leaves us. We're already out of bullets. Joe Biden, gave them all to Ukraine. We're out of missiles. Again, Joe Biden gave them to Ukraine. So this is, again, and you can see this stockpile issue is being addressed here as well. Section 1221 of this bill extends the War Reserve Stockpile Authority for Israel through 2029. They get priority to our military stockpiles because of this foreign Israel lobby somehow got language into a mandatory bill. So think about this, folks, that the Save America Act, something that is 85% of all Americans across their political designation want, Donald Trump's #1 push, is now being attached with a pro-Israel, pro-joint military wording and law that goes into everything that our proudest have to offer, that our proudest must defend, right? This is language that essentially puts our troops jointly into any military exercise that the Israeli authorities want us involved in. This is a huge deal, folks, and nobody's talking about this, because if they did, what kind of American, I don't care if you're a screaming liberal or a bomb-throwing libertarian or anyone in between, who would ever agree to sharing our military secrets, classified programs, and precious soldiers with any country? So this, again, is a statement for me not necessarily against Israel. It's a statement that this should never be the case with any country. It's despicable. And we've had 50+ Republicans and Democrats have no issue with this. This is now straight on through, across party lines and into the Senate. So again, this is one last little trivia fact that I'll leave you with. According to the Costs of War project that's out of Brown University, the United States has provided Israel with $251 billion in military aid alone, adjusted for inflation, since 1959. 1959. So Section 224 is where we are now joining our American military, right? Our precious soldiers, our classified programs with Israel, codified into law, attached to the NDAA that is now passed the House into the Senate, and nobody's talking about it. Because what they've basically done is taking a bill that you would be un-American to vote against, the NDAA and how we fund our military, and snuck a foreign Israel lobby law that gives away all of our precious secrets to Israel forever. Thought you should know. Like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the Chris Locke Show, and we'll see you very next video. Be sure to like and subscribe to the Chris Locke Show for the latest America First news, conservative commentary, and the stories that mainstream media refuses to cover. These two videos right up here, they're going to be next. Pick your favorite. I'll see you over there.